What up heals, this is DoubleDragon with no nonsense, no bullshit boss guides in every Pandaria raid. Whether you're tanking, healing or DPS, I have got you covered. This is a 3-phase fight. Phase 1. So first of all, spread out. Be sure you're at least 10 yards away from any other player. During the fight, these two swirly yellow zones will appear. They'll have health bars, but you can't attack them. They lose health every time you cast a spell, and that's a good thing. However, you don't want both swirly zones to die at the same time, because when they do die, they'll hurt your entire raid with a hefty bit of damage. So in order to accelerate one swirly zone's death rate, you need a raid member to stand in the field, and they should only be doing this if you have a debuff called Cry of Terror. So you get hit by the debuff. It means you need to run for a pre-assigned swirly zone, one your raid leader has picked as the target. Then you just stand there casting spells, bearing in mind that you can't receive heals while in the swirly zone. So only step out if A, your debuff has worn off, or B, you are literally one tick from dying. So after a heal, you just step back in. When people are in the swirly zones, you can give them damage reduction buffs to great effect. So heals, make sure the person hit by the debuff is topped up before he enters the zone, and give him a few shields if you can. You're going to be contending with high single target damage from the boss's Dread Screech on random raid members, and from when the swirly zones explode. Phase 2. Ads are going to spawn on both sides of the room. Sometimes they might fixate on you, but they're so slow that it shouldn't be a problem. Just be sure to kite them away from all the other ads. Your main healing focus will be on the tanks, since they'll be getting clobbered, bearing in mind that for every ad close to the tank, the ad will be doing increased damage. So good luck healing a tank that has 6 ads on him. They'll need 3 each max. Now there's a mechanic involving void zones that's difficult to explain, and it might make you panic if you're not 100% sure about how it works, but I'll try and simplify it as much as I can. Throughout this phase, these orange globs will appear. Now, if you walk into an orange glob, it'll vanish from the floor and you'll have a debuff that slows you down and hurts you. If that happens, the only way to remove it is to walk over another glob or an orange void zone. After you do that, it will inevitably turn into a void zone or a bigger one. So you'll see a glob of orange appear on the ground, and as soon as you do, you want to pick it up and deposit it into an orange void zone, or assuming there aren't any, another orange glob. Tanks will handle the rest, assuming you've done it correctly. Phase 3. This phase is quite similar to the first one, but the boss should be in the middle of the room. If it isn't, then tell the tanks that it should be in the middle of the room. You can either stack behind the boss with everyone else, or spread out like before. It's up to your group. When you get a debuff called Visions of Demise, you have 4 seconds to move out of the group before it fears you and anyone you're close to. Once the 4 seconds have elapsed, feel free to dispel the fear debuff. Optionally, you can blast it down. Optionally, you can blast it down. Oh my god, I did it again! What is wrong with me? Optionally, you can blast it into your group and do an instant mass dispel, but I don't recommend it unless your group knows what they're doing. When the boss lays down a massive purple cone of smoke, move out of it, because there's a good chance he'll turn around and try to blast your stacked group. Make no mistake, this phase is bloody intensive for healers, an absolute nightmare. Every 5 to 10 seconds, your entire raid will lose half their health and then get hit by constant, unrelated damage. There's simply no trick to this. Just have everyone stacked and AoE healed, making sure to keep people below 15 to 10% health as your priority, because they are susceptible to instant death. Let's recap. Spread out, move into the swirl to negate the debuff during phase 1. Phase 2, kite if you're fixated, focus heals on the tanks, and stack the 5 globs of orange goo. Phase 3, move from the group if you're debuffed, move from the smoke, and AoE heal when you can. That's it. Click the annotation you see on screen for the boss you need to kill next. If you're a tank, click. If you're a DPS, click. If you're a healer, click. Subscribe, and all future boss guides will come right to you. Like on Facebook for heads up on all my upcoming projects. Leave comments about alternative strats. Like if you liked the video, dislike it. If you disliked it, that is what it is there for. Go for it.